Hey guys, welcome to Breaking View. Now, I've been doing a lot more watch content, you know, and there's a couple watches I actually do want to review, but for the time being, I do want to talk about the 5 watches to collect that are going to be under $1,000 each watch. And when I say under 1,000, I mean each watch will be under $1,000. So what would you go for? Let's get started. You guys might know it by now. I've been a big watch lover. I did a video right before this talking about kind of, discussing watches, how you should spend them and whatnot, and doing more research. Um, there's a lot of great YouTubers like Teddy Baldassar and Nico Leonard that talks about watches, and usually they will have the rankings and lists of what's worth it. Usually subjective, but they will actually put it, at least help you in the right path, and they would talk about brands that are worth paying for in a sense. So I mean, almost everyone would agree with me. So the brands I will recommend will also be similar brands that most people will recommend under 1,000, but these specific watches are my own personal taste based on what I've had and experience that are under $1,000. Everyone has their own list, own specific models in this category, but technically within that category, it'll be mostly the same brand or similar brands. Not the exact same model, maybe conflicting, but yeah, let's get started. Really need to clean up my room. I mean, I moved houses, and I really didn't do anything to make perfect as I've had since like March of this year. But I really didn't do anything. I still have my Batman poster in that corner. The previous house, it was up on the wall, a little bit more decorative, but even then, that was not the final sort of design I had before moving. Um, so yeah, I mean, down the road when I get time, you know, I'm gonna actually think about designing the whole room to make it more fun in a sense. So yeah. So in this list, I'm gonna each watch I recommend, I'm gonna put into like different categories. One will be like a daily wear watch, obviously something that you need to wear every day. Another one will be more classier dress watch. Another one will be a diver's watch, and this is a watch where you can obviously dive around with in a larger like water resistant range. Um, I mean that can sort of go in with the daily wear one, but we'll keep that separate. Um, Another one will be more of a you know so in terms of the dressier one, it'll be a leather strap one, but then on the other side it'll be like um a stainless steel version, which I would recommend after the leather one. But usually most of these will be like stainless steel models, maybe one leather type of situation. Fourth will be something fun, something cool. And then the fifth one will be something unique, something with cool functionalities or a little bit different out of the world type of situation that can go from the Ventura to like a race car stylized watch, to a fun bright color like a Swatch watch, or maybe a G-Shock esque collaboration. It could be anything. So yeah, let's get started. So let's start with a daily wear that I would recommend. Now each category before I start will have like one I highly recommend on top of the list, and then I'll have like a second runner up. But this first one would be I might just do the runner-up actually right after I finish my own personal list. But let's get started. The Hamilton khaki field. This one I'm holding. I already did a review on this, but I have a natal strap that goes along with it, but also something. I also have it on this strap right now. It's a pretty cool daily wear. I've been wearing it a lot. Um, so this version is a mechanical one, right around the. If I think it's $100 less if you get the needle strap, $100 more with the stainless steel. I'll pick up the stainless steel one and get the needle strap after that. Um, so yeah, pretty cool watch daily wear. It's one of those watches where so this watch, this model is made for the military army, so it's one of those cases where it can take a really cool harsh. But this one has a 24-hour clock. I don't know if that's useful for everyone, but I know depending on what business you work at, when you're doing when you're doing report or looking at data, sometimes they'll give you like when you have to look at the time frame or something, it will have like military time. So something like this is useful and handy whenever you need to look at the military time for certain softwares and whatnot. And it's one of those things where it's not too flashy as opposed to like something like a Tissot PRX or a Rolex or a Speedmaster. It's not. And when I say too flashy, I mean like something really shiny. I think it's that example. Something like this where it's like really flashy. You can see this metal is more polished, rough. So something that you can like kind of wear it with it. It's still like a professional watch, but something to where you can wear a professional watch with a normal fit or with a suit, and with the whole backstory of Hamilton's pretty cool. The one I have is a mechanical version, but you can get the quartz version for much cheaper, which Hamilton just released like a couple weeks ago. The quartz version, which is honestly pretty cool, and I would highly recommend. Doesn't matter which one you go for, the khaki field. So yeah. This other one, we're gonna go into the dressier side. Um, the one I'm gonna choose, um, it's a more vintage style, which it has a vintage design to it, and I highly recommend it. Now, this, just like the Hamilton khaki field, does come in different bracelets. Really, it's just stainless steel and leather. The most similar pricing. Obviously, when you get the stainless steel bracelet, it's going to be a little bit more pricier, but still the same. Um, I will link the watches down in the description below. For the Hamilton one, I'll do the manual one and the automatic. And the manual one and the quartz. This one, it only comes in automatic, but for the price point, it's honestly pretty cool. This comes at around, like, I want to say $230 to $350. Uh, and this is from a Japanese brand. It says Japanese movement. It's pretty cool. This is the Belova Aerojet. It's a pilot's watch. It's got this vintage 60s design, which is also pretty cool. It's a more dressier watch. You can get this in a stainless steel strap, but because this is automatic, not all automatics have it, but some do have an open case back. Luckily, this has it. Pretty cool. This, I believe, has, if I'm not mistaken, 100 feet of water resistance. But this is honestly a pretty cool watch. One thing I do like about this, it has a 24-hour marker. So right now, because I'm shooting this at the moment, like 11:40, it's showing me that it's getting closer to the 24-hour mark of the day, and then it will obviously go to once 1 o'clock hits, which is pretty cool. And it's, I guess, a little neat feature when you're, yeah, looking at your watch for the time and seeing specifically what time of day it is. If you work at specifically at a certain part in a building with no windows and you need to check the time, want to make sure what hour of the day it is. This is also pretty cool, and this is one of those cases when if you're going to a wedding and whatnot, you want something formal, you want to make sure like it's like AM or PM. This is the way to go. Highly recommended. Pretty cool, honestly. A lot of times Amazon would have deals and Bulova will have deals on it on their own website. But Amazon has a better online deal. But I'll link the Amazon version and the Bulova website version of this model. So yeah. Another watch I recommend is more of a sport stylized watch. And this can go from having a really cool Casio watch to like a Tissot and Seiko, all the way up to like an Omega and Rolex. But this one, it's it's a close call between the two. But I will mention it in its runner up. But right now, it's the Tissot C Star. The one I have holding right now in my hand is the 35 millimeter quartz one. It does come in a 40 millimeter, which I do own. I did have a green face version with a 40 millimeter with a stainless steel strap like this. Sold that to a friend. I then have got another one, a 40 millimeter, but it's a navy blue face with it's also coursed by like a leather strap, but this is a cool little integrated bracelet one. It's a pretty cool sports watch to wear, when you're working out or like playing sports. A sporty stylized design. I do have two other runner-ups, which I will mention after I'm done with the my my actual main collection. So yeah. The fifth one, well, actually, let's make it 6 because I feel like you need both 5 and 6. Fifth one, you literally cannot, you literally have to have it in your collection. And I feel like everyone should have this watch or has had this watch in the past and thrown away or something, but experienced it in a sense. It's Casio. It's G-Shocks and Casios. Literally any G-Shocks and Casios. I want to shout out to my manager, Francis Hang, for gifting this to me. This is the Huff collaboration. It's honestly pretty cool. Really love it. Love this G-Shock. Casio, one or the other. You can buy both or one or the other. I do have these three. Any one of these three will work with anything. You have to have it. Personally, even if you're not a watch enthusiast, one of these three will have it. This is like a more simple take, minimal and all that. $20. Same goes with the calculator one. I decided to add like a leather strap just because my other watch broke. The other strap broke, so I replaced it with this. But you can put any strap in, it will still be cool and amazing. And this one, I've ever since my Fitbit had broke back in 2021, I immediately picked up this one that same week when I went to New York. I don't know if I discussed it, but I do have a really cool memory with this watch. So if you guys have been following me all the way from the beginning, I used to have a Fitbit watch. I did do a couple reviews back in the day, like 2017 or something. I bought it like back in 2017. I was in high school, and obviously, with any device, and smart devices keeps going on, the battery wears over time. Even with recharging it, it doesn't hold that charge for very long. So it was not until like I went to New York with amazing friends. Shout out to them. They are amazing. Still are amazing friends. They are more like brothers to me than best friends. But I went to New York with them and wore my Fitbit and I had forgotten to bring my charger, but luckily lasted me throughout the whole entire trip until I think the second to last day of the trip. We went for like almost a whole week. Forgot to bring the charger. I was going to charge overnight, but forgot the charger. I wasn't going to get a new one, honestly. It's a hassle because buying a charger for a Fitbit Charge 2 is not like as common as buying a USB-C charger or a charger for an Apple device, including like an Apple Watch charger. So I was like, forget it. And I was like, I'll get a nice watch. And so my friend recommended me getting a cool watch. At one point, I was thinking of getting a watch. Then I was gonna get, I think at one point was planning to get a Tisa, but really expensive at that time. I didn't have that kind of money. Um, Found this calculator watch. And I really love it because of Back to the Future and all of that. And I always wanted a calculator watch as a kid. And just in general, I always wanted a Casio watch because it was pretty cool to have. It was not until later that year, around December, I went on a family trip. Went to like a hot tub. Usually, you don't want to bring your watch, including diver's watch, to like a hot tub. Um, and essentially, what happened was, kept putting this in and out. Forgot this was on my wrist, and it's held up so well. No battery change, and it's held up so well. Just recently, the strap kind of broke off because of normal wear and tear. But this held up really well all throughout the years. Like from the time I had purchased this back in May of 2021 till now, it's really amazing. It goes to show, these guys can make the best quality watches ever for a low cost of $20. So I highly recommend Casios and G-Shocks. So this last one, and it's more of your choice, but I highly suggest adding it to the collection. And it's usually having a fun watch. Any one of them can be colorful, like a Blancpain Swatch collaboration, or any Swatch watches. Any cool collaboration like this G-Shock or the Swatch Omega one. Or you can go for something like this. But really, the watch I will highly recommend, and you can find them. I think the cheapest price point in terms of retail, again, at the retail will be $700. Will be the quartz version of the Hamilton Ventura. These watches are so fun to wear. I currently have the XXL version, which is also the automatic movement, so it's a little bit more pricier, but I highly recommend it for under $1,000. And you can put them on, and it has a fun design. I got a lot more comments of this watch than ever before. People who know about it will comment on it. People who don't know did point out, hey, it's a pretty cool watch to own. And then I've had people who are a big fan of Elvis Presley, or like just has seen Men in Black films, because this watch was featured Men in Black. Well, not this exact one, but the actual main one, the quartz version, which you can get for cheap. That has been in Men in Black. So yeah, any one of them pretty cool to add to your collection. Gone all comment, hey, that's a Men in Black watch, or that's Elvis Presley watch. It's pretty cool to own. So yeah. So my runner-up watches for any of these ones. So for a daily wear, it's gotta be let's start with the daily wear. For the daily wear, I will highly recommend the G-Shock DW5600. Now, I did have a separate category for y'all to have a Casio and G-Shock in your collection, but this is a good runner-up for daily wear. But even then, this is still not a bad option. Both of them are not a bad option. My other runner-up for more of a, I guess, for the more of a dressier watch. For me, personally, it's one of these two, honestly. My big runner-up will be the Hamilton Jazzmaster. I'm a big fan of Hamilton, as y'all can tell. Really love the brand. It's kind of cool looking, dressy design, and there was this model, this one in particular, not this exact one, but this one in general. I think it was the all black one version of this was worn by the guy who plays Jim Gordon in the 2022 Robert Pattinson Matt Reeves the Batman movie. And so this is a pretty cool watch. And my other runner-up I would recommend, if you're not going for those two, for third place would be the Tucson Racer watch by Citizen. This one in particular I do like. The Bulova, it's an automatic movement. The Hamilton Jazzmaster is the quartz. I believe you can also get an automatic, but might as well get in quartz. This one, this is a eco drive watch, so it's solar power, so you need to have light to charge it up, which is pretty cool. And it's kind of like having a cheaper alternative version of a Tag Heuer monocle, because this is meant for like a race car. This is meant specifically for, for races, for NASCAR drivers and Formula One drivers and all of that. Essentially, this model, but it's one of those dressy watches to own that I would highly recommend. For the dive watch, I would recommend something something like a the Citizen Pro Divers watch. They're really affordable. Cheapest you can get them for like $150. They're pretty cool. Highly recommended. Japanese movement. Allows a lot of Citizen watches are Japanese movements, since they are Japanese watches. Can't go wrong with any of them. Would highly recommend it. Number 3 would then go to the Orient watches. They're diverse watches. Those, you can get those in the RMAC. So most of them will be RMAC movements. Pretty cool. Highly recommend them. So yeah. Another recommendation of mine for a fun watch, because we're skipping over the G-Shock, because any one of them you can't really replace them. Any Casio or G-Shocks are really cool. But in terms of like fun watches or something like unique or different, I would highly recommend something like, if you want something with cool functionality, the Seiko 5 GMT is pretty cool, because it's one of the coolest GMT to have. Seiko in general, I would recommend either the Tissot PRX or the Seiko 5 GMT as one of the two best watches to have as a sports watch. But this is the one I would still go for. To have, like, honestly, just this and a Casio watch would be amazing. But this is a watch I recommend. It has a GMT functionality, automatic. The bezel moves, but at any direction, which is pretty cool. And since with this automatic watch, you can also manually wind it up, which is pretty cool. Highly recommended. But another runner-up will be the Moonswatch collab, between Omega and Swatch, and another one from Swatch, which is the Swatch Blancpain collaboration. Here is one, because I know that's not as popular as the Moonswatch collaboration. I mean, especially no one knows about the Blancpain collaboration because it's not as well known. Blancpain or the collaboration with Swatch. But here it is. This is an automatic movement. Uses a 6051 automatic movement, so holds 9 hours of power reserve, which is pretty cool. That's the highest in any commercial industry that I've seen. And it's from Swatch, so you get a 2-year warranty. So if anything happens with the automatic movement, just send it to them and they will replace it with a new one, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's my list. I mean, you can't really go on, you can't go wrong with any of these. Even the recommendations I give for like as the second or third tier option, they're still amazing. But that's just in my opinion what I think. Um, it should be. Everyone has their own opinions, honestly, and it's one of those cases where I'm like, you know, everyone has their own styles, but this is kind of like the generalized idea of how it should go. So yeah, I will link everything in the description down below. Um, for the Swatch and Omega, the Moon Swatch collab, and then the Blancpain collab, I'll just link the Swatch website, letting you know more info because you can't really buy them online. But the rest of the watches I had recommended, you can buy them online. So I'll share the link in the descriptions below. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. As always, please stay tuned for more content. Give this a thumbs up, share this video with everyone else, and have an amazing day. And stay safe.